Yeah, that's just you're in retrograde, not Mercury.
I am so in
Krystle is in
today.
retrograde.
I don't know why, but I'm definitely going backwards. Okay, you were saying.
I don't know. Maybe it's like the part of me that's like avoidant, which I've been facing lately. Like I had a reflection today of like this person that I briefly dated, like went on 2 dates with.
Yeah.
And they were like, in my mind at the time, I was like, oh, this person's like anxious attachment. Like they're clingy, texting me all the time.
Yeah.
And looking back, I'm like, is that a bad thing? Like, why was I being so distant and like pushing them away? And like, they were super nice and kind and caring and like thoughtful and asking me questions and like all the things that I say I want.
Oh.
And I was like, oh my God, this is something I need to work through. And I will say a lot of like situations in my life with people, the very first thing I think of doing is just cutting them off. Anytime anything happens, my first instinct is, well, maybe I don't really want to be their friend anymore, be their partner anymore, be in a relationship, whatever kind of a relationship it is. Maybe I don't want to be in relationship with them anymore. Like maybe the best thing for me is just to leave. And looking back, I'm like, oh, that's just the easy way out, honestly. So yeah, maybe I'm looking at the relationship through that lens because it wouldn't be the first time. So that's something for me to like look through and reflect on and think about.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, wait, are you still dating that guy?
I'm not dating anyone.
Well, what happened? Because I was like, wait, I wonder. I had a moment of like, wait, I wonder if she invited him.
First of all, I don't know what guy you're talking about. Oh, but I'm not dating anyone right now.
The recent one? The one that you were seeing when we went to the workshop.
No, I'm not.
Oh, what happened? He was
very
tall.
What was that?
We'll call him tall dude.
Yeah, he was very tall. I don't know if we were looking for the same thing. And I feel like okay, maybe I come off like super intense and intimidating. Like, no, maybe not to you.
That's true.
But I mean, like, when I'm talking to someone and like getting to know them, like, I'm just being honest about what I'm looking for. And I think maybe sometimes like that could be a little scary. Like, how are you supposed to know that you want to like commit to someone? And I'm not asking someone to commit to me right away, but I think just the idea of saying like, yeah, I'm looking for something like super long term and like serious and like can scare people away. Anyways, yeah, I don't know if he was. Well, he said that he was looking for that, but I think like actions wise, it wasn't adding up to what he said. The dates felt just like super casual. I feel like we repeated conversations multiple times, and in my head I'm like, do you not remember that we already like talked about this? Or you've already said this? Like, not just once, not just twice, like 3 times. Yeah. And I just was starting to get the vibe that like,
is it just like this is that just casual conversation?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
And I was just like, I don't think this is as serious as I think it is. You know what I mean? And it doesn't, I'm not saying like serious, like, oh, like I want to marry this guy, but like I don't think he was taking the process as seriously as I was. Yeah. I don't know. Who's to say? That's just the vibe that was my experience. Yeah. Yeah. And it just it didn't feel aligned. Yeah. It didn't feel aligned anymore. Yeah. And so I messaged him and I told him like, this isn't really working for me. Okay. And he messaged back like, I totally understand. and then said, "That's a bummer. We never got to play volleyball." I'm like, what kind of response is that? Like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like, was that like to try to get me to respond back? Like, oh, maybe we'll play sometime or something? Like,
I don't know.
it left me confused. And so I thought about like the whole, like the last like few weeks we had been dating. And I was like, the whole time I was confused.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that should have been my first sign that like this probably wasn't it. But you live and you learn.
Yeah. You know, I would love to have a guy on this podcast because I am very curious how men perceive dating right now. I'm super, super curious.
Yeah.
Because like if I think back to when I was in high school, I mean, a date was like an event.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it was an event on both parties.
Mm-hmm.
And that was okay, right? Like if someone showed up with and it was very apparent that there was like very little effort, that was like a hard no. But I don't even know if that ever happened. I don't know if I ever experienced that or if my friends ever experienced that, but like it was an event. At least from what I can see, dating doesn't feel like an event anymore.
No.
And I want to know why. But I'm also very curious to hear from like a guy's perspective.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the question I'm thinking is like, how do men learn how to date? Yeah. I'm very curious. Like, I want to know. Like, that's like a question I have. Like, does someone teach you? Like, how do you know? Or do you just, how do you know? I'm so curious. We need to have a guy on this podcast. Like
we do.
Like, when you come back.
Yeah. I would like to know that too. I'm very curious. I feel like, I don't know, I'm a pretty casual person.
Yeah.
But I also take things seriously.
Yeah. And
so I like having a mix of like of an event. Like, this means something. This is a special moment for you. Like, you care. But also I don't mind like, oh, like, let's just go grab a bite. Like, let's go hang out. Like, I think it should be a mix of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just curious too. That's a good question.
Yeah, I'm very curious.
Yeah. And we can't really, like, one person can't speak for everyone, but it'd be good to get a different perspective. Also, there are way too many dating, like, Instagram profile, like, dating coaches and shit on my Instagram right now. Really? And it's annoying the hell out of me.
I don't have any. Tell me more.
I don't know how they started popping up, but they need to leave. Algorithm. The algorithm's telling me that I need to find a man, and it's annoying. Yeah, I don't know. Like, and it's also ridiculous too, because everyone has their own opinion and their own advice, and like, it all contradicts each other, and it's like there's no wrong or right. So it's like, I don't know. At some point, all the information is no longer useful to just have all this information in your head. I feel like.
That's interesting. And I know a lot of coaches, and I don't know a single dating one.
I mean, I don't know these people personally. They just pop up on my Instagram feed.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's this one guy. It's like the Daddy Academy.
Okay, I like
his
him.
His name is Nico.
He's funny.
He's funny. There was one time that like I was just like, you know, on my feed, and like his video came up, and it was like something, or like, oh, the only reason why you should stay if he's not XYZ. And in my head, I forgot what it was exactly, but in my head, I was like, there should be no reason for that. And so I stayed, and he was like, he paused. He was like, what are you doing still listening to this? Like, there's no explanation. There's no reason for that. Like, you should be out of that relationship. And I was like, oh, you got me. It was funny. I like him. Yeah, but then there's that guy, and then there's this other guy named like Benny, and then there's this other dude that's been popping up on my feed. I think you sent me his thing. It was about like men who live by the water because it's more feminine.
Yeah, that was. Oh yeah,
that guy pops up all the time on my thing.
Okay, that guy makes me laugh because he's so choleric.
He is so choleric. I sometimes can't take him seriously because he's so choleric.
Dude, same. You know what's so funny is that I find cholerics so entertaining now. Like, they're so entertaining.
I mean, when you understand, like, you know, understand them, it is pretty entertaining.
And it's funny because, like, I actually really like the information he gives, and I agree with him. But I'm like, dude, but your delivery.
Yeah.
Like, we got to work on that.
Yeah. That's funny. But like, he had a video that Krystle sent me about masculine men living by the water to balance out their masculinity, unless they no or was it or was it feminine water moving towards the
I think so. I could be so wrong in like how I interpreted it, but it's like they gravitate towards like what they feel more of, or what they, I guess, like resonate more with. So feminine men gravitate towards water. Yeah. Like, they're more feminine by nature. Right. So if you want a masculine man,
go to the mountains.
Get your butt to the mountains. And I was like, I know I should go to the mountains.
I don't like mountain men.
I love the mountains.
I also don't like the mountains.
But you don't like mountain men?
No, not that I don't like mountain men. I don't like the mountains.
I love the mountains.
I don't like being cold.
I love being cold.
I want to sit on a tropical beach in the sun in a bikini forever. That's my goal. That's my goal in life. Playing volleyball. Drinking a fresh coconut.
Yeah. Then you're going to be with a feminine man.
Oh, that sounds...
According to Benny.
According to the cleric.
That was really interesting, though.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Like, he said he lives by the water.
What about farm boys?
And he purposefully chose to be there to balance out his masculinity. I think that's what he said for himself.
Oh, interesting. Unless they're locals.
Locals are not feminine. Like, they are masculine.
I think, well, so I guess when I heard that, I interpreted locals to be they were born there. Like, they're from there. They didn't move there.
Got it.
Yeah.
I just got to find me a local.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Plain and simple. So easy.
Do you know any dominant men?
Dominant?
I think that's who you need to be with.
A dominant man.
A dominant man.
You mean all the men that scare me? Yeah. That sounds about right. Yeah. The ones that intimidate the heck out of me?
Yeah. Yeah. So not analyzers, not supporters, dominant men.
I don't know if I can date a controller, though.
Why?
Because I like to be in control.
So you want to be the man?
No. No, can't I have both? There needs to be a balance. Like moments where I can be and then moments where they could be.
What moments do you want to be in control? Well, I guess, what do you mean by that?
That's a good question. I honestly don't even know. That's a good question. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
You know what? Maybe it's not even that I want to be. I think it's just I'm so used to being.
But what are you in control of?
I think the fear is like, that because I tend to lose myself in relationships. So I think the control aspect that I'm looking to like keep is like making sure that I decide like making time for myself, plans for myself, certain things that I guess I enjoy doing. And not like feeling like my whole life is this person. Because I've done that before in the past.
I have like thoughts swirling in my head. Okay, so on one hand, like I think what I heard is like you want to have some level of like independence apart from this person, or like you don't want to lose your sense of self in the relationship. And you know what's funny is that, damn it, I need to find this podcast episode because Rodrigo actually talks about this. And I really want to know what he said, because he said something along the lines of like, but you will lose your identity, and that's the point. And it's not about losing yourself to the person, but it is about fully investing in the relationship.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean that you lose who you are, but rather fully committing to the relationship also includes fully committing to your own growth for the relationship.
Yeah.
And like, I'm also trying to I don't know if I'm trying to understand that distinction, because I think I understand it. I think I get it, but it's not something I've done in the past. So I myself find like kind of ask myself like, what would that look like? What would that feel like?
Yeah. Now that you bring that up, I guess I would say like the fear isn't losing myself in the relationship. It's I feel like I've done that in the past, like invested and fully committed in a relationship that was one-sided. Yeah. And so I think the fear is, and that's why I put so much pressure on myself to like find the quote unquote right person, is because I don't want to go through that again. Like investing in someone who's not invested in me. Yeah. There's something there. Definitely.
What does not invested in you look like?
Like committed to the relationship, like 100% committed in like growth and working through the things that are coming up for you, and growing together. Communicating, being vulnerable, like being authentic. Yeah.
How do we have these conversations early on in the relationship?
I don't know. I don't know. Because I feel like that scares people away. But maybe that's my own thing.
I don't know.
Okay, I also shouldn't be so scared about like scaring people away, because then if they're not like on the same wavelength as me on that, then I probably wouldn't want to be with them anyways. Dating is challenging.
On one hand, I'm like, how do you know if a guy has a growth mindset? But then on the other hand, I just think about what Rose says when he's like, guys date the present. They don't date the future.
What does that mean exactly?
They date the present. They don't date potential.
So they date people that
they're happy with now.
Oh.
they don't date someone. Well, I was going to say they don't date someone with the potential of what could be, because I don't think that's what I mean. But I don't think they look at a woman and
say like, oh, she could potentially be my wife if XYZ.
Yeah. Something like that. Like, they have no desire to change who we are in the moment. That's why they're with us.
Yeah.
Right? Where I think women are, or actually, no, I don't want to say women. I want to say people who are like more feminine within the relationship will like date the potential, because like that's what women do. What women foster, women nurture.
Yeah.
So if they see someone that they could be that way with, then like they'll invest.
Yeah.
Men aren't like that, or the more masculine partner's not like that.
So I am feminine.
I'm gonna have to find that podcast episode as well.
Please do. I'm gonna need to listen back to that. I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, I'll have to find it.
Yeah. Man, Ro needs to have another workshop so I can actually ask. See, this is what I was saying when we went to the workshop. I was like, I don't have questions for him right now, but I know in like a week or two I'm gonna have so many questions for him.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's my little rant.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm like, I deleted Hinge. Kind of like not giving up. I'm taking a break. I'm taking a pause. I'm kind of over it right now.
Yeah.
Kind of over it. Yeah. I'm like, everyone always has something to say about everything. So like, I don't know. I think it's fun to share like my dating stories with my friends, but like everyone always has something to say about like everything. Like, you don't need an app. You shouldn't be on the app. You should find someone in person. You should do this. You should do that.
How do you
like,
do that?
It's like, I am going to do what I want to do, and I will eventually find my person.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah.
It's interesting now. And I think about how technology has influenced like our social nature over the generations. And I'm really scared for Gen Z.
What are you scared for?
They just didn't have it like how the older millennials had it.
Yeah.
Like when I tell my kids about like the things we used to have to do to like even go to like a popular movie, right? Like one person would like go buy the tickets ahead of time, right? Because you knew that if you showed up then, you like they were going to be sold out.
Yeah.
Then there was no picking a seat. You had to show up a few hours early. They had lines already set up for the really popular movies, and they're like, well, that's lame. I'm like, but actually it wasn't. It was so much fun. Like that that's what I mean. Like it was an event.
Yeah.
Going out was an event.
Everything's so like convenient nowadays.
And I yeah, exactly. And like because of the influence of social media.
Yeah.
Right. It's like you can have everything
in a second.
Like, you know, at the snap of a finger.
Well, it's even like, I don't even think it's social media, because like my family, if we have to wait anywhere to eat for longer than like 25 to 30 minutes, my mom's like, no, we'll find somewhere else. Or like, that's too long. Even like checking out at the grocery store. How many people just sit there and wait to go and get their groceries at the cashier? Yeah. Everyone's always looking for the quickest line, the less amount of people, self-checkout.
I'm out.
Like, go, go, go. Like, it's just in general.
I guess what I should say is like social media and the advance of technology. Yeah. Right? Because now you have all these apps. Yeah. Right? You can just order food. You have to go pick it up.
You have AI.
Pick it up yourself anymore. You don't have to do your own grocery shopping. Oh my God, AI! Don't even get me started.
Yeah. Let me just ask this simple question. Let me just ask this question into AI, and it's going to do all this research for me and pop out this answer. I don't even have to go and look into the internet.
Or you don't even have to connect anymore. Yeah. Because what for when you can just ask chat?
Oh, I do that too. I'm guilty. Chat is my personal therapist and sounding board.
So then where's like the social connection of like, okay, that interaction may make you feel a certain way, but then where are you exercising your skills of like empathy and compassion and things like that? Right? But we should invite a man to the podcast. So I want to know who taught them how to do it.
Who wants to volunteer to be on our podcast?
So we can ask you some.
Leave us a comment right now. We need to clip this as a reel.
We do.
Anyone, any man.
Yep.
Please.
I want to know what men do to get ready for a date.
Yeah, I want to know.
Maybe I'm just making
too.
it up. Maybe it's not true. Maybe they actually do think it's an event, but we just don't see it.
Yeah, what if they do, but they downplay it because they don't want to look too?
See, why do we even downplay it? Because it didn't used to be that way.
It's not cool to let someone know that you like them, Krystle. Did you not know that? I'm just kidding.
I did. I learned that a long time ago.
It's not cool. The only way you do it now is you snap people.
What?
I'm just kidding.
Dude, I haven't used Snap in years.
I don't have Snap.
I think I had Snapchat for like, I don't know, a few months.
The only thing I liked about it was the stories, but then Instagram added stories, so then I don't use Snap anymore.
Yeah, I was like, what's the point now? I was like, it's too many apps. I'm just going to use. And actually, I kind of rebelled against Instagram for that because I was like, you copycats.
Yeah.
But then I jumped on the train and I stopped using Snapchat.
Hey, it has it all.
Yeah, I know.
Instagram has it all. I wanted to ask you about a follow-up.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 6.
Okay. Which was what? Go for it. Just go for it.
So you were talking about, oh man, I forgot already. The dynamics of your family. And I think the role that, funny how this is all coming up around this time. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was like the role that your grandmother played.
Okay.
And I think that's what we were talking about. And you had and you also had like some things come up about failure. And you were like just newly unpacking that for yourself. Have you had any other discoveries or like,
I mean, like around the like I'm a failure conversation? No.
Have you like broken through anything? Have things shifted for you?
I mean, other than understanding what's the layer underneath, right? Of like why I feel that way. I mean, nothing new.
Okay.
Other than, just noticing, right? Because like part of it was, I'm a failure because I didn't fight back, right? And so just noticing when my body does have that freeze response has been more prevalent lately. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Why? Do you have a particular question?
I don't know. I just was like listening back to the episode and I was just like, oh, I wonder like how she's been, you know, not coping, but like, yeah, working through that. Because I think once you have that like aha moment, then there's like a healing period and then there's like an integration period. I feel like personally for me of like learning how to change your change your response almost to it, and like then you typically there's like a shift that happens.
I mean, I will say that like I guess coaching myself through certain moments. Like I had a moment last week where I was like, I suck at this. And I literally just like journaled the thoughts that were coming like just to my head out loud. And I was like, I suck at this. And it's like I had this other internal voice that was like, oh yeah, maybe you do. Like, so what? Like, you know, like this is my first time, you know, trying to create what I'm creating on my own. So yeah, you're gonna suck a little bit at first. Like that's okay. Like just do it sucking. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like just having these little like today I don't know if I woke up tired. I don't know, but today has just been so off. Like my brain is not computing today. And instead of spiraling out of control, just like it's just an off day.
Yeah.
Like we all have off days. It doesn't mean that it doesn't mean anything. I'm having a very off. I'm in retrograde today.
Honestly, there may be something in the air because something it does feel off today.
Yeah. And I think before I will get so mad at myself for not like always being on top of my game or like having slower days.
Because would that mean that you're a failure? Is that what you're saying or not really?
Not necessarily, but I can go there really quickly.
Yeah. Okay.
I can go there really quickly. And so for me, I am learning how to be okay with fluctuations. But
That's
I'm learning.
Hard.
It is hard.
Yeah.
It is.
I will say, well, okay, so for everyone that doesn't know, my grandfather passed away this weekend. So I will be going on a trip to the Philippines again. And yeah, just a lot of thoughts have been popping up, like just like, oh, well, that was like, well, now this month is going to shit or like whatever. And it's like, no, like one unfortunate thing does not mean that the whole month is going to be like bad or like, you know, it just doesn't, that's not how it should be. And that's not what it equates to. And like today I dropped something behind the dryer. I was like, fucking hey, like I gotta go fish this thing out. Like I knew this day was like just like terrible, you know, terrible. And I was like, no, I literally just dropped something behind the dryer. Like that's inconvenient, but that doesn't mean that the whole day is like a bad day.
Yeah.
So I totally get what you're saying with that. Like not letting it spiral you into like more than what it is.
Which is hard.
It's hard. Yeah. And I think because right now I'm in a state where I can feel myself fighting my emotions with what's happening. I haven't fully processed, and I don't know that I'm going to until I get there. And I think that also puts me already in this headspace of like any little thing can like tick me off and like send me down a spiral because I'm already trying to avoid feelings. And yeah, that pushes any little thing will like push my buttons even more and like just send me off the edge.
Why are you avoiding them?
I'm not ready.
What are you not ready for?
I'm not ready to like feel them. Honestly. Yeah, I'm not ready.
They'll be waiting for you.
They are. They're waiting for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm still learning too. Like I have moments of realization where I'm like, oh, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
You know, like,
yep.
Like I'm right there with you with my son moved out.
Oh, he moved out
last weekend.
Oh my gosh, he moved out already.
And I think I'm still putting on a little bit of a tough girl act.
And I'm
like,
oh, Krystle.
You know? So I find myself like, okay, is it a tough girl act? Or am I actually accepting that like life transitions?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm with you of like, oh yeah, I'm doing it.
Yep.
I'm not going there.
Yep.
Or I'm not allowing the emotion to just go through.
Yeah.
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 So I hear you on that.
Especially with like bigger emotions,
Mm-hmm.
like big events.
Mm-hmm.
It takes me a while to be like, I'm ready to let myself feel this in its fullest. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm also okay, so here's one thing that I know about me. Like, okay, I'm a processor and I'm a slow processor, right? So it's like when life is moving, when life stops moving, I need space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I need space to like be with what's just happened, process what's just happened. And I'm still trying to like discern how much of my response to be alone is my self-isolation, and how much of it is like, no, I do need some space to just kind of like be with what is.
Yeah.
Right.
Like process.
Yeah. And then, but then also like, how do you let people in when you're in that space, you know? So it's like, is this me just isolating myself and I should do something else? Or do I actually need to like, you know, just take a minute to myself?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure that out.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. I mean, I'm like, okay, so another thing that I realized yesterday is like, so we were talking at the table and I'm pretty sure they were all phlegmatic women. And we were talking about coffee. And we were talking about like,
that was so funny.
Some women were like, oh my God, I will drink an iced coffee on like a freezing day.
Yeah.
And another girl was like, oh, I love a hot coffee. And Krystle loves a hot coffee on any time of the day.
Even in summer.
Yes. And that has to do with biotypes.
Totally.
So like cold biotypes, like phlegmatics and melancholics will tend to prefer hot drinks, and cholerics and sanguines would prefer cold drinks.
Yes.
Unless you're in balance, right? Or like there's some sort of imbalance?
I think that's just biology.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My kids hate hot drinks.
Oh, really?
Hate.
Okay.
And you know, it's funny because like they didn't tell me until a few years ago that they hate hot chocolate. And I'm like, but you guys would drink it all the time when you were young and we hated it. And I'm like, why didn't you say anything?
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah, they hate hot drinks.
Okay, so there's nothing to do with like them being in balance with it. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Never mind. I feel like I heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Because when I first met you,
Uh-huh.
I was just talking about Krystle about this, but not this particular. But we were talking about when we first like kind of met each other. When I first met you, I would drink iced coffees all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing I would drink was iced coffees. But I'm a phlegmatic.
Maybe. I'm just kidding.
Don't do that to me. Actually, you know what? My quads right now, sometimes I question.
Are you quads on fire?
I don't know if it's all the volleyball I've been playing, but like they are pretty.
Okay.
They're pretty defined right now.
But they're not actually.
They're not? Wow.
No.
Krystle says I have tiny ass legs. No, I'm just kidding.
Watch. Turn to the side a little bit more. See, okay. If you were a sanguine, you would actually see the muscle separation.
I don't have muscle separation.
But yeah, so it's like this is where I get like a little, yeah, no, you would have muscle separation. Like, you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I feel like I do, but Krystle's
and sometimes
Krystle's saying I don't.
But then those calves are not phlegmatic. Those calves are not phlegmatic whatsoever.
I guess yeah, I suppose you're right.
Like you would actually see the muscle.
Okay,
off
I
the bone.
think off the bone.
You know what I mean? And you would see like that indentation.
Yeah, I get an indentation down the side of the thigh. Now. Well, it was there yesterday after I played volleyball. Okay.
Like I feel like it would
now I'm getting defensive, guys.
Let me see. Let me look up. Who can I
No, I know. I like to mess around. I'm single.
But those calves are sanguine calves.
My calves are very sanguine, and I get people comment them on them all the time.
Yeah.
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 I wish they were like, I wish I could say that I work on my calves and that's why they're that way, but I don't.
Yeah.
I don't do anything to have these calves.
You do have small teeth.
Do I really?
Yes.
I feel like I have long teeth.
No.
No.
You have small teeth. Yeah. And you don't actually have a waist.
I don't have a waist?
You have hips, which makes it look like you're hourglassy, but you don't have a waist. Watch.
Krystle is completely like rocking my world right now. Okay, I'm standing up.
Okay, look in your thing.
Yes.
Okay, you're gonna see my phlegmatic fat. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Lift your shirt. This is what I mean.
But I have that.
You have hips, but you don't have a waist.
Okay. I'm square.
You're not square though.
You know what though?
Because your shoulders, I think.
Right now, and for the last 6 months since I've been going through this like digestive thing, I feel very inflamed. Really? And I don't feel like this is my normal body. Oh, like I normally feel like I have like more of a waist. This right now, my midsection has been like a very concerning area for me for like the last 6 months.
Right here. This right here.
Yeah.
See, you're straight right here. But you have hips. So it looks like you have a waist.
Okay. So I catfish everyone.
Yeah, yes you do.
I'm a catfish. I don't have a waist. Okay, all right, Krystle.
It's a mystery.
We'll never know for sure.
I did ask a third party.
Who did you ask?
So my coworkers are very good at reading biotypes.
Okay.
My old coworkers on my previous team.
Okay.
And one of my coworkers, Jasmine. You know who Jasmine is?
I think I've met her.
Okay. She was looking like on the F45 website, and she was like, "Hey, is this Jolene?" Because you know you're still on the website, right?
On
like F45, like if you go on the website, I think it's like their homepage.
Oh,
If you go to
on like f45training.com.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so she's like, is that Jolene? I was like, yes, that's Jolene.
Yeah.
Although you can't see her full body.
Yeah.
And you can see up to like mid calf
Yes.
or top of the calf.
Yeah.
And I was like, I said, what do you think she is?
Yeah.
And she was like, she's like, well, she's definitely like phlegmatic sanguine. I said, yes, but which one's dominant? She's like, I'd say phlegmatic. And I was like, okay, I believe you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Unbiased. Your hands are not phlegmatic.
They're not.
Well,
but my fingers I feel like are pretty long. But I do have a very square palm.
So,
but my arms are really long.
You
I have
do
really
have
long
phlegmatic
arms.
proportions.
Yes.
100%.
Yes, my limbs are very long compared to my torso.
Yes. Okay, so okay, actually maybe your hand is kind of phlegmatic then.
It's quite long, I feel like.
Yeah, it is pretty big actually.
But my palm is very square.
It is a little bit. Let me see your other one.
I feel like your hands are more square than mine.
My hands are big.
Yeah. Like I feel like I have a longer, like if I were to measure my hand out,
let's see.
Like dimension wise.
Oh, we have like the same size hands almost. Maybe yours a little bit bigger.
Mine, see, my fingertips are going over yours a little.
Yeah. Huh. Okay. So your hands are pretty big actually. Like long.
Yeah.
Let me see your other hand. Okay. You actually do have pretty long fingers.
Yeah, I say so.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right. Okay.
And I feel like I got the like phlegmatic chin happening.
You do have a more heart-shaped face as opposed to like the sanguine rectangle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I definitely have the phlegmatic skin. That's for sure.
100%. Yeah.
It's still a mystery. I don't know. 50-50.
No, I would go with phlegmatic.
No, I'm for sure phlegmatic.
Yeah.
But I like to say that I'm sanguine for some reason. I don't know why.
Oh, tell me more.
I don't know. It's just like, because I'm like, I feel like I've said this to you so many times. I feel like I'm an even split.
Wait, let me touch your skin. No.
Yeah, I'm not.
You're not hot.
I'm not hot.
No.
And I'm squishy.
Well,
I've got muscle, but I'm squishy.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me. Okay, can you do this? Like, how much fat can you grab?
On
I
my
can
knee?
grab a shit ton.
Not much. Not much.
What the fuck?
It's all skin.
Like,
my legs are so like
your legs.
My legs are very sanguine.
Like, I can literally grab my fat, like that layer. I can grab it, and it's not.
I can't do that much.
Let me see. No, it's kind of firm, Jo. You are sanguine.
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm so sanguine. Like,
in what ways? Tell me. I would believe you.
I feel like I'm very present.
Yeah.
And I'm also so fucking forgetful.
Yeah. Okay.
Like so forgetful. And like my ex-boyfriend, he actually brought this up to me. He was like, when I'm with you, it's great. But like when I'm not like around you, I feel like you don't even know I exist. And I was like, what? I've never heard that before.
Really?
Yeah.
That would be like a sanguine.
That would.
And like, I was very impressed by your party last night. I would never invite that many people into my home.
I don't know how that happened.
And you were so
just kept
chill.
Inviting people.
And but you were so chill and calm and happy. And like honestly, it was great. It was great. But like me personally, I unless it's a family party, I don't do big parties.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to hang out with my friends.
Yeah, but that was a lot of friends.
Oh my gosh. See, I feel like I'm
Okay. You know what? Let's do a list.
Okay. Oh my god.
Okay. What's phlegmatic? I feel like
we need to write this down.
Yes, we do.
Are you sure you can't be 50-50?
Nope. We're just going to go old school.
How do they know that? What if I'm the exception? I want to be the exception.
It's actually very sanguine.
Really?
Okay. Because, here's why. You remind me of one of my childhood friends.
Okay.
Just, Ro always says, like, when it comes down to it, reading people, it's an art. And, like, one of the things you get really good at is paying attention to, like, how you feel when you're with them. And when I'm with you, I think of my childhood friend. And she was so sanguine. Okay. What's phlegmatic about you? Your proportions.
My proportions, yes. My skin
are 100% phlegmatic. Why R, not T? Proposition. Okay, proportions. Definitely your skin. You have amazing skin.
I would say my hands are more phlegmatic.
Yeah, but you don't do the pinky thingy. Do you notice that?
What pinky thingy?
Like,
what?
Okay, hold your hand like this and put your fingers together just naturally. So this is phlegmatic right here, right? Like you have that phlegmatic bump. Your hand is not like totally perfectly square, right? So this right here, we call this the phlegmatic bump.
Okay.
Right? Phlegmatics do like a pinky thingy. And I used to think it's because my finger was broken.
What do you mean a pinky thingy?
Like how it kind of goes out like that.
If I like fully like extend all my fingers?
Or just like, just like casual.
Casual? Like relaxed?
Yeah, like relaxed. Right? Do you see how mine still goes that direction?
Yeah. Mine doesn't do it so much.
Now, if you put your fingers together, like these three for me come together very nicely. If I want to put this one together, I have to like bend my hand a little bit. If I just...
Yeah, it's not that much. But
okay, it's not that much. But
it's not that much, but I have a little bit of it.
This hand is not that bad. This hand I feel like is a little bit better. So now, but your wrist is sanguine. Like put your hand up again. Like, how do I describe this? Like,
would my wrist have a waist?
I can see like the muscle in your forearm.
My forearms are just ripped ever since I started doing body work.
But I can't even like, I can't really grab your fat.
But I'm not warm.
I'm not warm. You're not warm.
I'm cold all the time.
Okay, so yeah,
my hands are cold. I'm cold all the time. I hate cold weather.
Okay, cold. Have you always been like that since you were a kid?
Yes. I can't stand the cold. Anything below 72, I need a jacket.
I'm trying to think. Okay.
I have the little like forced smile thing when I smile really hard.
Yeah. I like, you have a really nice smile, but you have small teeth. Okay.
Also, you can learn how to smile to make it like,
That's true. That's true.
That's a taught thing.
Okay. You do have small teeth. You definitely have like, I would say when it comes to muscle, like you have that like sanguine look.
Yeah. I definitely have. I can build volume really easily. If I were to go to the gym consistently, I'm just outing myself right now. I'm not going to the gym consistently.
Yeah.
If I were to go to the gym consistently for like a month and a half, completely different body.
What the hell? A month
I know.
in a month and a half.
Yeah. And my diet. If I changed my diet and went consistently to the gym for a month and a half.
Okay, tell me what your results would look like, because I know what mine would look like. And if you did that, dialed in for a month and a half, what would your results look like?
I would be more like, okay, not that I can get defined, but like, you know, the separation between the muscle, it would be a lot more significant.
What?
Yeah, and I can build muscle really easily.
Damn. Okay. And it's apparent. Because I feel like I've seen it in you, because I've made comments of your arms of like,
you've made comments
Jo.
on my arms. Yes. The only area that I feel like that would not happen is like my midsection.
Okay. And that's still sanguine. That would make a lot of sense.
I would not be able to have abs.
Like a six pack. Yeah.
Would not be able to have abs.
If I dialed in for a month and a half, I would be slimmer. That's it.
Yeah.
I would be slimmer and leaner. But my muscle definition wouldn't be no more. It would be noticeable that I lost weight.
Yeah, when I lose weight, well, when I gain weight, I can tell. Like when I actually gain weight, I can tell because it goes straight to my boobs.
Nice.
And when I lose it, that's the very first place that it goes. So everything else that changes is like muscle tone definition.
Okay.
On my arms and legs.
Okay. Yeah. See, I'll just look like I lost weight and got skinnier.
Yeah. I don't know if I have. I might have photos. I for sure have photos of myself.
Is Jo sanguine?
In like a bikini and stuff from when I like was training a lot.
Jo, if you are sanguine, we need to talk about your dominance.
What dominance?
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Oh my God. If I'm a sanguine,
but I'll tell you this.
Holy shit. If I'm a sanguine, I'm going to need like a month to just like sit and hermit in my room and like process my whole life differently.
So, okay. You do have a dominance about you though, in that like you're noticeable when you walk into a room. And that's what Rodrigo means by dominant biotypes. When they walk into a room, you know they're there. You do have that dominance about you.
I'm not, this is not in a way like I'm conceited about myself. When I'm walking around places.
Yes. You're noticeable.
I do notice people noticing me.
Yes.
And I don't know if, like, I only started noticing it recently. And I don't know if that's because I started looking and like making eye contact with people. I don't know if I've always been noticed. I don't know.
Yeah, your energy is noticeable, and that's what we mean by dominant biotypes.
Oh my God, am I a sanguine?
I mean, I love you, Jo, but you are kind of ditzy.
I'm very ditzy.
And
oh my God, my whole life is
a
lie.
And it's hard to get mad. Like it's not possible to be mad at it.
My whole life is a lie. No, I don't. Okay, we can't. We haven't confirmed.
Is it a lie or does it make sense?
We haven't confirmed yet. I don't know. I'm going in a spiral right now. I'm kind of going in a spiral right now.
And like I saw a picture and I can point to you some subtle differences to where if you were phlegmatic, this is what you would look like. And if you were a sanguine, this is what you would look like.
What are those differences?
Like, okay, I have muscle, but when you're a phlegmatic, the muscle pushes out the fat. So like if you look at my arm, I don't know how to describe it. Like, here, let me, do you have pictures of you from like standing? I think you were in your black dress.
Yes.
Okay, let me see that picture real quick. I think I can point it out better if I compare it.
Okay.
And you don't have shawarma. You don't have the shawarma legs.
I thought I do have shawarma legs.
I don't think you do.
I do have shawarma legs.
How?
I don't know. We've discussed this before. Which one is it? This one?
Yes.
This one.
No.
This one. That was my in and out that I had after the golf tournament.
Yes. This one right here. Okay. You see how this right here, her shoulder right there, that's her muscle pushing out her fat. I have that too. You can see it.
I see it. Yeah.
You don't.
I don't have that.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Am I a single? I will say I can push myself past limits that most people probably wouldn't handle.
I mean, I could too, but I cry and I don't show my weakness. But in my head, I'm cursing them out.
Yeah, I can definitely handle a lot.
When you were like weight training, like what kind of weights were you pushing around?
Heavy.
How heavy? Like what was your squat? What was your chest press? What was your like? I don't know these things, but like what were your numbers
back then?
Yeah.
Like in college or
yeah.
Squats probably like 250.
Like was that like with a rack?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
like or
rack
like,
and a spot and a.
But like, were you carrying the weight solely on you?
Yeah.
So it wasn't like a, because you know
back like a back squat.
You know like there's those racks where, like it's still kind of on the machine.
Oh, like a Smith machine?
I think
I don't
so.
like those.
No, okay, dude, I could never. Like the only women who I know who can like, you know, even hit, you know, like 250 to like even like over 300 pounds in like a deadlift or a back squat, they're sanguines.
I'm quite strong.
I would break my back. That's crazy.
Bench, well, right now I can do like 40-pound dumbbells. That's all I have in my garage.
Okay. You can do 40 pound?
Yeah.
I can do 33. I will be so sore the next day. I can do 39 for like 5 reps. I can't. Like I tried to do 44 one time. I might have done one and then like I dropped the weight.
I will say, like, I don't know how you run so much.
It's phlegmatic thing.
I can't. I mean, I could do it, but like it's not natural for me to run like long distance or anything. Which is why I like volleyball, because it's explosive.
See, I'm not explosive.
I wasn't always explosive. I had to train into that.
Yeah.
But I used to be really slow. I used to be the slowest one on the team.
Oh my God, Jo. Okay, what if we just start looking at your life through a sanguine lens?
So much would make sense, honestly. But so much makes sense that I'm phlegmatic.
Okay, tell me what makes sense about being phlegmatic.
Like, I've always felt, maybe that's just my beliefs.
Because both phlegmatics and sanguines feel like they're too much.
I feel like I'm too much all the time.
Yeah.
It had always been in like from an emotional standpoint. Like, I don't think neither of my parents knew how to handle me when I would cry. They said that I would, ever since I was a baby, I would just cry all the time, and I don't know.
What about your energy? Like, were you a talker?
No, I was very shy. Well, at least around other people. Yeah. I grew up being very shy around other people.
Okay.
Talkative to them, maybe.
Yeah, you should ask.
Yeah. No, but I remember like hiding behind my mom meeting new people.
Really? How old were you?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's not sanguine, but
yeah. But I don't know if that's like from beliefs.
But at that age, no.
But that's
Yeah, no, we are our biotypes when we're young, when we're small.
Do you remember the whole thing about like when I was a baby and I would cry and then I would see my dad come in the room and then I would cry even louder and you're like, that sounds systemic? Or like a belief thing about like men?
I think it was because you did talk about that. Like which part systemic?
Like, because I was a baby at that point. How would I already have this built-in, like, not trusting, unsafe around masculine figures?
Oh, I think the unsafe part around masculine figures might be
unsafe
systemic.
Part.
Yeah.
So now I'm looking back at all the situations that I was hiding behind my mom or shy. I don't remember if that person was a man or a woman.
Oh.
I don't remember. I don't recall. I just remember hiding behind my mom. So maybe that
you should ask your mom if you were a talkative child.
Okay. I feel like she did tell me to shut up a lot. She used to work from home.
Really?
Yeah.
And she would tell you to shut up?
No, not like, no. That was a dramatic way to say. She would tell me to shh. I'm on the phone. I'm working.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, sanguines are dramatic.
I could be a little dramatic. But phlegmatics can be dramatic too, no?
Yes. Yeah. Well, false fires, not phlegmatics. False fires.
Yes. But who is like who is in a false fire right now?
But dramatic in their reaction to things. Not dramatic in how like they embellish. That makes sense? Are you an embellisher?
I think I am.
But dude, my daughter's a total embellisher. And then I'll be like, Mia. And she'll be like, she'll be like, but you get my point that I'm trying to make.
I don't think I'm like that. Actually, I think I used to be like that. Okay. But I think that sounds more, I think it was more like false fiery though.
Okay.
I don't know. Because I'm just a mystery.
I don't get false fire.
What if I'm a sanguine sub firewater? No, I'm just kidding. No, definitely not. Just
okay, kidding. So let's.
No, I'm not skinny. I'm not skinny enough.
If you are a sanguine, your personality.
Either way, when I first met you, I was an analyzer for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. You're definitely on the easygoing. I would even say like supporter.
Now? Or then? Now? Then? What do you... I'm a supporter now?
I think you're like analyzer supporter.
Okay.
Yeah. The nap thing is definitely sanguine. Do you know why?
I nap all the time.
Because that's how you that's how sanguines lower their body temperature.
But I'm not hot.
I know. That could just be an imbalance thing. Because you're not hot.
I mean, my torso is kind of warm, but not my arms.
What about like after you eat?
My digestion is slow. My digestion is slow, and I have it's very easy to upset my stomach.
Why do you think you have a slow digestion?
Actually, no, I don't have a slow digestion.
I don't think
I have really fast digestion. And when I work out a lot, I eat anything and everything.
Yeah. Because like when I see your meals, I can't eat that much.
I eat so much.
Dude, I can't.
I eat so much. It's ridiculous.
I actually feel better when I have one full meal a day, but like I will have things throughout the day, right? Like snacks and like protein, things like that. But if I just have little things throughout the day, to like give me energy, and then I have one full meal, I actually feel better. And I actually feel like I have more energy. Dude, I'm
not like that. I need like a huge meal at breakfast.
Yeah.
Unless I'm working out. If I'm working out first, depending on what it is, if it's cardio, I can't eat anything or I'll throw up.
Mm-hmm.
If it's weightlifting, I'll eat like a little something. Okay. Or like if it's Pilates, I won't eat anything at all. Or like a walk or something, I won't eat anything. I need a huge breakfast, and that'll probably take me till about 2 p.m. Okay. And I eat like a huge, medium to huge sized meal.
Okay.
And then I usually snack a little after, and that's it.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's not too bad, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But when I'm like working out a lot, I'm hungry all the time.
Yeah. I mean, I have days like that, but
no, it's like constant. Especially when I was running,
when
I was doing that training for that half marathon. Yeah. Oh my God. It's like I could never satisfy my hunger. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a mystery. We'll just leave it at that.
Let's explore looking at your life through a sanguine lens from now on. Oh my God.
I feel like I need to lie down and like, I don't know.
How fast do you get over stuff?
It depends.
On what?
How deep it hurts.
What hurts you the deepest?
Things with relationships for sure.
But like, is there anything in particular?
Friends. I have a belief about not being important.
Okay.
And that hurts really bad.
And that, so one way of pushing, like sanguine hell is feeling like they're irrelevant.
I will say that anytime I've left a job or left like a friend group or anything, it's because I feel like I have no purpose in or like role. Like what keeps me somewhere is knowing that I'm being useful.
And okay.
And like supporting in some, like I'm contributing in some way positively.
Okay.
But I feel like that's a phlegmatic thing too. No?
Well,
like
phlegmatics,
supporting the group, supporting people.
Yes, but we need to feel like we are a space for other people.
I feel like I am that.
You feel like you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. In what way? Tell me.
Like I feel like especially with the work that I do.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, for sure. I
feel like I am a safe space for people.
Okay.
And especially like with the Reiki stuff, like,
yeah.
No, if I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to do my job. Like people wouldn't open up, they wouldn't share, they wouldn't confide, they wouldn't allow themselves to feel certain things or, you know, get to a certain point with like a healing process. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel when people like, how do you feel when people look to other people than you to be that safe space?
I just wish that they have a safe space for people.
You don't feel bad?
If I'm not the safe space for them, no.
See, phlegmatics get angry.
I mean, with like I used to have really bad jealousy issues with like friends, like best friends.
Yeah.
Like if anyone else had a best friend, then it wasn't me. I wasn't your best friend. You were calling someone else your best friend.
Yes.
Oh, we have a problem.
Yeah.
But I feel like now I'm not so much
okay
like that.
I feel like that's where phlegmatics and sanguines can have some overlap a little bit, because like phlegmatics need to feel like they are the safe space for people.
Yeah.
Like I need to be the space. Yeah. I need to have access to people in my life that no one else has access to.
Yeah. I feel like with a partner, I would 100% be like
definitely that. With a partner.
Yeah.
For sure.
And I used to be like that with friends, but I think I've just learned, like, I don't know, friends come and go, and like some friends are meant to be in your life for a long amount of time. Some are meant to be there for a season. And so I feel like I've just learned to like not be so like chokehold on on that mindset of like I can be the only safe space for you.
Oh. Well, not me.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned that now.
Yeah.
You know, but losing friendships, especially like deep friendships, that's like very painful.
It's extremely painful.
Yeah.
I like, not that they've like completely left my life, but I've had a lot of shifts with friendship dynamics recently, and those I'm still not over it. Like I'm still not over it, and it sucks. Yeah. So we're friends now, this friend of mine, but we were like best friends. Like we were like attached at the hip in high school, and we had like a little bit of a falling out, and I was having like nightmares waking up, like she was in my dreams, like waking up crying. Like it felt like a breakup, and it was funny because we met up and got coffee and like talked about our relationship, and we were both sitting there in this Starbucks like crying our eyes out, like why does it feel like we just broke up with each other?
Yeah.
We're still good friends now, but
that's good.
Yeah, we laugh about it now, but at that point in time it was like, this is more painful than like a romantic breakup.
I mean, yeah, I can relate to that a lot.
Yeah.
Sanguines also have a pretty insane sex drive.
I don't ever think about it.
No?
Not unless a situation puts me in the mood for it.
Oh, that could be it too.
I never think about it. I
don't know what to say. I don't know.
I never think about, like, when I'm in a relationship, like, yeah, because, you know, you're around the person, and oh my God, the power just went out.
Did it?
Yeah. Anyways, yeah, I never think about, I used to think that I actually had a low.
Oh, really?
Libido?
Because
I was like, I never think about it or like want to. Yeah. But I think it's just like something has to like make me want to get there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Is your power going to come back on?
I have no idea. I hope so. That would suck for all the food in my fridge. I'm just a mystery. I'm just going to accept that.
Yeah.
We should have asked Ro. Not falling in love.
I think he actually might have made a comment about it.
Really?
I think so. I think it might have been post certification.
He made a comment about me being phlegmatic.
Oh, he did? What did he say?
So I was on the podcast and I was talking to Ro about a situation with my family, and I asked him a question prefacing an action that I was going to do, like going to speak to a family member.
Yeah.
And I got really emotional, and he made a comment and was like, that's you going back to your water.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, he made a comment that I was.
He also saw you in person, right?
Yes.
Did he make a comment then?
No.
Okay.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've seen him in. Well, okay. Well, he led my basic.
Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't make any comment about that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll just keep exploring.
I feel like we've been exploring for 4 years. Krystle, I need an answer at this point. We've been exploring for 4 years.
Dude, I think you're sanguine.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Dang. You know what, though? I'm very different from my brother.
How so? You look different, first of all.
So different.
Yes.
I think I have a little bit more of an edge to me than him.
Yeah. I think that's that dominance.
Yeah. That's why I'm like.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just because I'm sub-sanguine. I don't think he has any sanguine in him. I think he's phlegmatic.
Yeah, that could be too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that could just be the subdominant in me. So it's okay. I'm just mysterious.
How else are you guys different?
I mean, everything about us is different. Like, are we talking like biologically or
just how do you feel different from him?
I mean, he's very like introverted to himself, likes to stay inside. His hobbies are different. I'm very like extroverted. He's more introverted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to be out. I like to be social. I'd like to go out. Yeah.
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 I like to be, I mean, I'm an extroverted introvert is how I would describe me. Yeah. Like,
you know what? I think I do like live in excess sometimes.
How so?
Like, okay, when like I used to always like have a booked out schedule. Like everything booked. This after this after this after this, like no time to myself because I didn't want to like sit with my feelings. And I would just like plans all the time. I can get obsessive over things very easily. Like the reason why I don't track my food anymore is because I can be very obsessive over it and like extreme with it.
Yeah.
I used to be like addicted to this one video game and I would just play it 24/7. 24/7. Like the first thing I do when I wake up is like hop on the computer and play, and then like maybe have a meal.
Yeah.
And then I would just play on it till like 2 a.m.
Oh my gosh. And like one thing I was thinking about too is like when you took your trip to Croatia. You didn't go to Cairo. You didn't go to Egypt. You went to Croatia.
I want to go to Egypt.
Dude, your experience was so sanguine.
Yeah, it was.
I would have. Yeah, no, I don't. And I don't have that kind of energy. Yeah. Like to go to Croatia, yes. By myself even, sure. But to put myself in like those types of like social situations, like you literally looked like you could have been on a trip with friends.
I feel like I did make myself look like that. Like I was posting, not on purpose, not intentionally, but like I posted photos on Instagram with the friends that I made there.
Yeah.
And like, yeah.
But like you made friends there.
Yeah, I'm meeting up with them this year to go.
I might make like one. Actually, no, I don't even know if I could do that.
You could. Well, you know what's funny too? Like when I was at the golf event with Lisa for LA Bodywork.
Yeah.
I walk into that like room, like the hall, whatever, where they had the dinner, and like I was so shy. I was like, I felt like I was following Lisa around like a little puppy dog. Like, I'm just gonna follow with her, and like, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. I don't like know any of these people. Like, and I just sat there like,
But that's the like that's why I said to you earlier, like, if you are sanguine, we need to talk about your dominance, because it's like, on one hand, you know it's there, even if you don't feel like it, it's still there.
Yeah.
But then where'd your dominance go? Well, we know where it went, right? Like Dad.
Yeah. I'm working on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Working on that. Yeah.
This is so funny.
Well, you're always like, oh, your arms look so sanguine, or this looks so sanguine, or that's so sanguine. And then at the end, you're like, no, you're phlegmatic. And it's like a little tease. And it's like, I just want to know what my biotype is, because now I'm so confused. I'm
going to say sanguine.
Damn, changing it up on me, huh?
Yeah.
Wow.
I know.
3 years later.
That's what I did to my brother.
3 years later of thinking I was phlegmatic. Well, I don't know. Maybe. Thinking I'm a phlegmatic.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, I'm sanguine. I don't know. Now I'm like, am I sanguine? Nah, I can't be sanguine. But I feel like that's the part of me that doubts my promoter.
You don't think you're promotery?
I mean, I think I'm working on it.
Dude, you're...
If you were to ask me that, like, before I started this whole journey, I specifically remember on one of my BYB calls with Betsy, she, like, had a homework assignment for me to do through the program. And she asked me, like, you should go do this. Or, like, no, she didn't, like, ask me. She was, like, recommending stuff, right? And, like, we were working on it together of, like, what should I go do to, like, push myself out of my comfort zone?
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do that. And she's like, yeah, tap into your sanguine promoter. And in my head, I was like, there's nothing about me that's promoter.
Okay,
Like,
how many people did you have?
Absolutely nothing
in your
about me.
house
That was, okay, I'm saying this was like years ago, okay?
Like, what was an example of, like, like, you know, a risk that she wanted you to take?
So there was a gym close by that I'd never been to. And it's a powerlifting gym.
Okay.
And yes, I work out.
Okay.
But no, I'm not like a power lifter.
Okay.
And so to go in there and be in a room of all these people that know, like, know how to lift and are super strong and all this stuff like that, and to go and ask 3 people to help me with something.
Okay.
That was my task.
Okay.
And I was like, how am I going to interact? Like, what am I supposed to do? Just like walk up to them? Like, what are you talking about? Ask them for help. Like, what are you talking about? Talk to someone at the gym.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah, tap into your sanguine promoter, like sub-sanguine promoter. And I was like, I don't have that. There's nothing about me that's promoter. Like, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you've been working on it.
I've been working on it. I really have been. I feel like it was a lot easier for me to tap into my supporter.
Yeah.
But the promoter part and like it has been so challenging.
Which I actually see in, like, I'm immediately thinking of like my sister and my own daughter. My daughter is she's definitely like tapping more into her sanguine, but like I think they would both be able to relate a lot though to like what you're saying of like being able to tap into that promoter and like being center of attention.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I used to hate being the center of attention.
Yeah.
Well, like, not hate it. I think I used to want it, but then when I actually got attention, I was like, no. Like, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, it took a lot of like, conversation with Dad and just continuously putting myself in situations that make me uncomfortable. And it all really started with, I drink now, kind of, sort of. But for a while, for a few years, I would just tell people I don't drink at all. And the reason why I started that is because I realized the only way I felt like I could be social and interact with people and engage with people was when I was drinking. And so I was like, I'm just not going to drink anymore, but I'm still going to put myself in situations.
Yeah.
And that kind of started that.
Yeah.
Like learning how to just talk to people and like maybe embarrass myself, but oh well.
Yeah.
And like I will replay that moment in my head for like a week, but then eventually you forget about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just, embarrassing, quote unquote, embarrassing myself.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of like, it seems to come pretty natural to you.
I don't feel like it does. Well, I mean, it's been a few years of me working on it.
That's true too. Because like even your birthday, I don't even think I know that many people.
Yeah, you do.
I really don't. I mean,
half of them were MITT people.
Okay, I know my
I
LP
just
people.
I just finished LP.
True.
We were all still connected.
Yeah.
Yeah. I work in at least with the gym, like I work in a setting where I meet a lot of people too.
Yeah, that's true.
Like my job is in general very social. I'm always meeting people.
Yeah.
If I worked in an office somewhere or like worked from home, that would not be the same situation.
I know, and I'm so happy.
I will say though, like when I used to teach classes at F45,
Yeah.
I was so drained all the time.
Yeah.
Of like being energy for people and like going around and chatting with everyone and like my social battery was like out all the time, and I would come home to my boyfriend and I feel so bad. He'd been working home all day, like because he worked from home, or he'd go to the office, maybe like see 5 people, whatever.
Yeah.
And he'd come home and be so excited to talk to me, and I'd be like, no, I can't talk right now. Give me like an hour. Like, no, I can't do this. Looking back, I feel so bad. But in the moment, I was like, I can't talk to anyone. I can't do it. No. Shut myself in my room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say I love time by myself.
Yeah.
And I reach a limit when I like hang out with too many people, then I'm like, I need to be by myself. But for the most part, especially when I'm around the right people, being with other people gives me so much energy.
Yeah. I wouldn't say being around people gives me energy, but I think I can relate to when it feel like when I'm with people that I care about, knowing that like I'm fostering this relationship and this relationship is like good and flourishing, that makes me happy.
You know what I just thought of?
What you think of? Tell me.
Someone asked the two of us why we started this podcast, and I was basically like, for fun. And you were like, oh, like I really want to create this blah, blah, blah. That was very sanguine of me.
Oh, that's so good.
That was very sanguine of me.
I was like, we have this deep reason. And you're like, we do?
I'm like, oh, I thought this was just for fun. No, there's a deep reason behind it for me too, but
yeah,
I think it's fun too.
It is fun.
Yeah.
It is. Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, the fact that I can't let it go.
Yeah. Okay, send a photo to your friend of like my hand and everything to get a full read and have her confirm.
I just think you need to go to Ro.
Oh, I do, huh?
He's the only one.
Fly me to Mexico.
He's the only one I'll trust at this point.
Fly me to Mexico. I will do it.
Yeah.
I will do it. Interesting. So interesting.
This is interesting. And like, So, okay, kind of back to the amazing. Oh man, I wish we had light. Because I was going to say, going back to like the amazing skin thing, you do have amazing skin. And what I don't see is I don't see this. Let me turn my flashlight on. Why? What? Oh. Turn off my camera.
I'm not very hairy.
That's okay.
Like at all.
Okay. I don't know if you can really tell right now in my legs. Oh, and you don't have cellulite.
I do.
Where?
Well, it depends. I think because I'll get it on the back of my legs.
Let me see.
And I don't. It doesn't happen all the time.
Okay, then you don't have cellulite. You can literally see my cellulite.
Right, but I also do. There are some forms of cellulite, quote unquote cellulite, that it's just fascia stuck to the layers of your fat. So if you like foam roll, scrape, massage it out, it will go away.
Not if you're a phlegmatic. Like what I don't know.
I don't
if you can
know.
tell in my skin.
Let me give you a bodywork session and we'll find out.
I'll take it. Maybe you can't tell right now, but you can literally see the slowness in my circulation on my legs a lot.
What does that mean?
It like it'll look patchy and blotchy.
My legs look blotchy sometimes.
But I can't. I don't really see it in myself right now. But like it'll look like red and white dots.
I love humid weather. Not love, but I like it.
Yeah.
Isn't that like a...
I mean, that would be your subphlegmatic.
Oh. Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think sanguines do too well in humid.
Humid? No, they don't.
Like when I go back to the Philippines, oh my God, my skin is going to look amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to need to put as much lotion on. When I'm here, I need to put so much lotion on.
Yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah. I'm 50-50. It's decided. I don't need row. I'm an even split, half and half, phlegmatic, sanguine.
Oh, that's so
They need to redo their research about the 5% thing.
How often do you get offended?
What kind of offended how?
Okay. If you were a phlegmatic, you'd be like every fucking day.
I used to get so offended.
Okay, so actually, what does offend you? That was not a phlegmatic answer, by the way.
I used to get offended by everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like my parents, well, my mom used to like always like say a joke and it wouldn't be funny, and I would like get so mad at her and be so offended. And she'd be like, "Oh my God, you can't take a joke."
Yeah. But you don't get offended anymore?
No.
I still do. I just know that I do now.
Well, like I will get offended, but I'll like, I don't know. I think I have more compassion these days.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they probably didn't mean anything by that, but I didn't like that. No. But, you know, people
gonna people.
Yeah, people gonna people.
Yeah.
No, but I used to get offended by everything. So like how much of that is like, I don't know, personality and
which part?
Like, okay, so like the offended by people, offended in general, like would a phlegmatic always just be offended? Like even with the understanding of like, yeah, I'm going to be offended by people.
Like, it still happens, but we just
Yeah.
know, like, we know that it's no longer personal, but we still get offended.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, I don't take things personal anymore.
But do you get offended still?
Yeah.
Okay.
Doesn't everyone get offended?
No, cholerics don't.
Oh,
Melancholics probably don't.
really?
I don't think so.
I feel like they would.
No.
I feel like they'd overthink it.
Melancholics, yes, but I don't think they'd be
well,
offended.
Maybe I'm not even their friend anymore or something.
And
Just,
but
like,
but
overthink everything.
cholerics, no, cholerics just think you're stupid.
Yeah, that's cholerics. That's just cholerics.
What's the most hostile thing you've ever done?
Hostile?
Mm-hmm. But see, sanguines can also be crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I used to I don't know if that's really hostile, but like my dad and I used to go at it.
uh-huh.
And I remember one time he like was mad at, well, I was ill, I was sick, and he was trying to help me, and I was like not listening to his advice, and he like whispered something under his breath, and I like hopped up. I was in bed, like bedridden, and I hopped up and I ran out and I opened the door and I was like, "What'd you just call me?" And he repeated it. And I was like, "Why don't you say it to my face?" And I like slammed the door. I think that was probably like the most hostile thing I've ever done.
Wow, I can't picture that, Joe.
I know. I was a different person back then.
That's funny.
I was a completely different person than who I am now. Yeah, the littlest things used to tick me off. Well, actually, they still kind of do. Like, I used to be so weird about my space.
Mm-hmm.
And if anyone touched anything and moved it a centimeter, I would instantly get mad.
Okay.
Instantly get mad. Like, yelling, screaming. Oh my God, I'm a sanguine.
I was going to say, like,
oh my God, I'm a sanguine.
I do too, but I get passive aggressive about it.
Oh, I used to be very passive aggressive.
I mean, that kind of sounds a little like 0 to 100.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my God, I'm a sanguine. Holy fuck. But I only would do that with family. I would only do that with my parents and my brother. I would never do that with anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. Why?
I don't know, because they love me anyways. No matter what I do, they'd always love me.
Yeah.
Even if I showed my full crazy. Oh my God, I'm a sanguine. Holy shit. Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Krystle. This is going to be an interesting fucking trip to the Philippines.
Yeah. How so?
I don't know. Just my whole family's sanguine. On my mom's side. Except my mom.
I mean, that's great.
Is it?
Well, it's great in the sense of like, okay, if I envision like a sanguine.
I don't like being around that.
Why? Maybe we should explore this.
Yeah. Why? I don't know if it's like a cultural thing, but it's like everyone's always yelling over each other.
Sanguines.
I know, but it's not. It's like just normal conversation.
Yes. Sanguines are loud.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Why?
I think that like it triggers my I'm not important. Like, why do I have to fight to be seen and to be important to someone? Like, everyone's always fighting over each other, yelling to be heard. I don't like that.
Because?
I don't know. I just don't like... Like, why can't everyone just have a space to be seen and be heard? Like, why do we all have to fight for top position or, like, to be heard?
I mean... It annoys me too, but it annoys me from a perspective of like, sometimes with sanguines, you can't get in a freaking word.
No, you can't. And that's why I'm saying, like, it feels like
so
you have
annoying.
to fight for, like, just to be heard and to be seen.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. I don't want to do that. I'm not going to participate in that.
I mean, I don't reject it. I just get annoyed by it.
I'm not doing that.
Why? How do you perceive them? Like when they're in that space, like, what do you say?
Nothing.
No, I mean, like
like
like in
about
your head.
them.
Yeah.
They're so loud.
And loud people are what?
Oh, I see where this is going. I don't think it's even the loudness.
Okay.
It's the aggressiveness.
Okay.
Of them being that, like, it's aggressive.
And that makes, okay, keep going.
I don't know. I also think it's like the tone of voice. And that's why I'm thinking it's like a cultural thing. Because to me, it sounds like they're angry and they're yelling.
Oh.
But to them, they're all speaking in Chinese. And that's just like how I think the language is too. Mm-hmm. To me, it sounds like they're angry and they're yelling at each other. And then my mom will be like, we're just talking. Like, it's fine. We're just talking. And I'm like, the energy in this room is like angry. Like, it's aggressive and angry. Yeah.
So, and that makes you feel how?
I mean, I guess like just growing up with a lot of yelling in my household at home, that like triggers me. And I just don't like yelling in general. Like, it makes me think something's wrong. Or like people are being angry or I don't know. I feel like there's something I'm not.
I mean, I'm just exploring because it seems like there's probably something to clean up there.
Yeah.
Right? Like with like loud people are just loud. Yeah. But it makes you feel a certain way.
It's not the loudness.
Okay.
It's the like tone of voice and like the way they go about doing things makes me perceive them as rude.
Okay. How do they go about doing things?
It just at least from my experience, it feels like there's no regard for like anyone around them.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I'll give you an example.
Yes, please.
We went to Japan. Culture in Japan is very different.
Yes. And
my family is going around demanding things from people, not saying please, not saying thank you, not even asking for like, or like, saying hello.
Okay.
And like and like the tone of voice that they're using with people, and like, I don't know, it's just like, for me, I'm like, I feel like our family right now and like our group looks very disrespectful and is disrespectful.
Okay.
It's like being rude.
Yeah.
But it's not, I don't think it's about being loud.
Yeah. It's just the way.
I
mean, okay, like here's what I'm thinking in my head is like, okay, I can see that because like I can also kind of like relate to that, right? Like mannerisms, things like that. But it's like when you start, or like when anyone starts judging a certain way of being in general, and then they start rejecting that, pushing it away, right? It's like then the blinders come on, and now you're rejecting everything about the person, the way they are, the biotype, things like that, right? Yeah. And it's like like what I'm exploring is, do you reject that aspect of sanguineness, right? Like the loudness, it can feel like disregard sometimes when it's like there could not necessarily be any intention behind it, but like it's just like sanguines, right? Yeah. So it's like a part of me is wondering if there's at some point like the explosiveness of being a sanguine, the loudness.
Oh my
of
God.
being a
Yeah.
sanguine,
This is,
the aggressiveness and the assertiveness. If at some point that scared you, you shut down, whatnot, and now anything that looks like that, nope, goodbye.
this is clicking for me very much so.
And there goes all of your dominance.
This is clicking for me. I used to get into a lot of arguments with my mom.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it's just me. It was me standing up for myself and not agreeing with her.
Mm-hmm.
And to in her mind, I was being rude and disrespectful.
Mm-hmm.
And I think anytime I see that or feel, and now she used to call me selfish and rude and disrespectful. And I think I reject that part of me now. Oh my gosh. Because I don't want to be that way. I want to consider people. I want to make sure everyone, like, no one feels that way because of me.
Oh, that's so sad. I think we're making the same connection here. Is like, you know, when a sanguine hears that, like, okay, so looking at it from a sanguine perspective, right? It's like,
Oh my God.
When a sanguine hears that, again, sanguines don't internalize as behavior. They're like, oh, I am this way.
Yeah.
Therefore, this part of me is not okay.
Yeah.
Like, this is not acceptable.
Yeah.
I cannot be this way. This part of me is actually wrong.
Yeah.
And I need to, like, take my rib out and throw this part away because I can't have this.
Yeah.
This makes me rude. This makes me too much. I hurt other people.
Yeah.
That
makes so much sense. That makes so much sense for a lot of my life. Like, I became a people pleaser, a pushover. Like, I never stood up for what I wanted or, like, yeah. And I could never figure out why. Oh my gosh. This makes so much sense right now.
Your dominance, like, hurts people.
Yeah.
And that makes you wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you need to go get your rib back.
Well, I'm going to the perfect place to do it.
Dude, totally.
Oh my gosh. Dude, Krystle, my head is spinning right now. There's too much happening. Oh my God.
This is how you and I have seen In and Out too. This is how, who is he? Embarrassment? Bashful? The blue guy.
Oh,
Who is he?
I forgot.
Shame.
He's Shame.
This is how Shame becomes the sweetest, most supportive, loving elephant in the room. But he's a fucking elephant. And this is what I mean by, like, I'm like, there's something about you that's dominant.
And I was like, what are you talking about?
But it's not, but and it's weird because it's like, it's not like you're a false fire who came back into their water.
That's what I thought it was.
It's like, no, that there's something like when I see you in spaces like yesterday, there's something about you that is very comfortable there.
Yeah.
And I see joy.
Yeah.
Dude, you'll never find me like that.
I was so happy yesterday.
I know.
Yeah.
And you were at peace.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
And it's like the moments like that, I'm like, dude, you gotta be sanguine.
Yeah, I think I'm sanguine.
Like, you have a noticeable energy.
Yeah.
That's the dominance. But then you're like, where'd you go?
She's hiding because she's ashamed.
Yeah, like, you're ashamed of that dominant aspect of you
Yeah.
because that dominant aspect is rude and disrespectful
Yeah.
and hurts people.
Yeah.
It hurts your mom.
Yeah.
And then this is when sanguines go into shame about like, who I am is wrong.
Yeah.
Because like I can understand it, I can see it. But I think that if I were that way, well, first of all, I'd have to get to that point, right? Where like, because like a phlegmatic's baseline isn't to stand up for themselves. They have to get to that point.
No, I've always been.
So when they get to that point, now I'm a falsifier.
Mm.
And my response to my mom would be, and you made me this way.
Mm.
I probably actually have actually said that. Yeah. And I'm this way because of you. So deal with it.
Mm.
Because I used to be nice and sweet. Not anymore.
Yeah, no, I've always been.
That kind of like sticking up for yourself.
Yeah, I would stick up for everyone. I'd stick up for my brother. I'd stick up for my dad. I'd be like, Mom, you can't talk to people like that. You can't do this. You can't do that. Well, not that she would listen, but like, yeah. Yeah.
So now you shut down that part of yourself.
Yeah.
And now when you see that in other people, that it's like, if I've rejected that in me, I'm gonna reject it in you.
That would make sense why I've rejected oh my gosh. Do you remember when I was at the Philippines a few months ago and I was like, I don't really like, there's something about my family that I just, what did I say? I think I said it along the lines of like, I feel like I don't click with them and I'm like a very emotional person and they're not. And that's why. No, I think it's this is it. Because
it's like, what gives you permission to be that way, but I can't give myself permission to be that way.
Yeah. Wow. Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, you know what to do with yourself.
Well, I need to process.
You have to join the party.
Oh no. I don't even speak Chinese. What am I supposed to do? Krystle, how am I supposed to join the party if I don't speak Chinese?
Do they speak English?
Yes, they all speak English. But no one speaks in English when I go there.
Okay.
Unless they're speaking directly to me.
Oh, okay. You could just say, English, please. English speaker here, please.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm a sanguine? I would think I'm a sanguine. You know what? I've said that before. I've questioned it too quite a few times.
What's that? What's that?
That I was, if I was sanguine or not.
Oh.
Like after I started my healing journey.
Yeah.
And like stepping out of my analyzer so much.
Yeah.
Like as soon as I stopped being so analyzer, I was like, am I phlegmatic? Like sometimes I don't feel phlegmatic. Yeah. But I had to clear out, not clear out the analyzer, but like I feel like I need ice cream or something. This has been a crazy week, Krystle. This has been a crazy week.
I mean, this is literally how a sanguine has absolutely zero dominance. Because actually, usually
I was oh my gosh.
A sanguine, like when they like, usually I see this in guys, not girls.
Yeah.
When I see this in guys, oh, you know they had a choleric dad who shut that shit down. So it's like when you see a sanguine so far from their dominance, it's like, who shut you down so hard?
Yeah. So what do they call sanguine analyzers?
Disintegrated.
Oh, I'm a disintegrated sanguine. I feel like I need to start from the beginning with biotypes. I need to go all the way back and redo everything, but from a sanguine perspective.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah. Because I feel like now the lens that I'm going to be looking at it is different.
I mean, a little bit, right? Like
at least like looking at my life situationally, right?
yeah.
The lens is different.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I could help you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to need you.
I will help you.
I'm going to need you. I do need you. The power's back.
Is that a sign?
That's a sign. That's a sign.
But we need a signier sign.
Confirm with turning the lights back off? No, just kidding. I need a clearer sign.
That was weird. Because I found it interesting that you were in an intuitive
field?
Like, like your intuitive cohort that you're in right now.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I was like,
I feel like I do now more so.
because it was like connecting to your intuition. Right?
Yes.
But
I feel like I didn't trust myself.
Okay, that could be sanguine too.
I feel like I was specifically it was specifically with Reiki.
Yeah.
And like
you didn't trust yourself with Reiki?
Well, okay. I do trust myself like doing Reiki, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes when I'm doing Reiki, not sometimes, all the time when I'm doing Reiki, I will get like, I don't know how, I don't know, like nothing in particular. Like, no, I don't see visuals. I don't see anything. I don't hear anything.
Uh-huh.
I just have this like knowing of like something, an emotion that comes up, a situation that comes up, a phrase that comes up, something to tell someone, the person that I'm giving the session to. I will get things that come in and I would doubt myself. I'd be like, no, I'm just making stuff up. Like that's not like, you don't need to say anything. And part of me was like, no, these things are like coming to you for a reason. You should be saying them. And there was just this block of like not trusting that intuition, that those things coming in as like not truth, but like truth, right? Like, yes, this needs to be said. Yeah. And so that was the purpose of me doing that program. And since then, when I'm in the sessions, I'm just like, just say it. Yes. Just say it. Yep. Just go for it. Yep. You never know. You could be wrong and that's fine. Just say it. And every single time I've said something, where the person has been like, oh my God, how did you know? Or this or that. Or like, yeah, this is happening. And it has completely shifted like the way I do Reiki now. Good. Yeah.
The most powerful channelers that I have met are usually sanguines. So, okay. So the first part is you just get to be more sanguine. Like embrace your sanguineness.
That sounds so fun.
Yeah. Oh my, yes. Like just embrace.
So fun. I feel
like embrace the impulses.
I put myself in a box so much.
Embrace.
Oh my God, I have the worst shopping habits.
Okay, but don't embrace. Okay, so maybe less of those.
When I first got a job, every paycheck would just be like makeup, food. I would buy my friends stuff for no reason. And just be like, yeah, everything's on me. Don't worry about it. And I feel like that has just always set me up for like being terrible with my money. And my mom has always said like, you're going to be broke one day.
But that's also like, so like, remember, like sanguines value experience, right?
Yes. And I will spend any amount of money for fun time.
And they value the experience they create for other people.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm creating an amazing experience, which I feel like you do with your social gatherings, you're happy.
Yeah.
See, I would be panicking, feeling like, oh my God, there's 50 people. I have to connect with 50 people. That's why I was like, I could never do that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's 50 relationships I have to tend to.
Yeah.
I cannot ignore anybody.
Yeah.
And you seemed so content.
Yeah. I tried my best to like mingle around with everyone.
But you still seem content.
Yeah.
though.
No, I was very content.
I would feel so much pressure that these are 50 relationships I have to tend to.
I don't feel that.
I do. That's why I'm like, I cannot do, I cannot personally host big parties. Yeah. And then I get so much anxiety about leaving. Because then I'm like, I'm just saying bye to everybody, but I can't. I'm like, this is too much. Bye.
I just Irish goodbye. I just Irish goodbye.
Yeah. You get to embrace your sanguine impulses.
What does that look like? Because that gets me into financial trouble.
Okay. Here, do this.
Oh my God,
Okay,
Krystle.
so-
My whole life is making so much more sense as a sanguine.
Since you know that part about yourself,
Oh my God.
that part you actually get to pull back a little.
Yes, I've
Right?
been working on that.
Because okay, a disintegrated sanguine is where there's aspects of your life where you fully allow it, and maybe you shouldn't, and there's aspects of your life where you do not allow it, and that's where you actually need to bring more of who you are, right?
Yeah.
So since you know that about yourself and you know the consequences of that,
Yes.
okay, you know that that's not where you need to go and push yourself.
Yes, I've been dialing that back.
Where do you need to go push yourself?
I don't know. I feel like career-wise, I've taken a lot of risks. Socially, I take a lot of risks.
Yeah. Your hair looks great under the light.
Thank you. I just got my hair done. I don't know.
I feel like you're on the right track.
Yeah, I
really
think so
do.
too. I don't know if I need to change anything at this moment in time.
Yeah. It's probably becoming more comfortable with the dominance. Like now that you've explored a little bit about, go ahead, go.
I feel like that makes a lot of sense about my relationship with my brother now. Because I feel like I've always I don't know how to describe it. I think it's like I don't want to step on anyone's toes, or like, I don't want to be dominant around him, because I want us to both be.
You don't want to be too much, because if you are, you're going to hurt him.
Yeah. Yep. And I hold back a lot.
Because when you don't, you hurt people. Just like you hurt your mom. And that's the disconnect.
Yeah.
Because in actuality, you're not serving anybody.
Yeah.
All you're doing is hurting yourself.
I'm hurting myself.
And then what ends up happening is you end up actually disappointing people anyway. Because remember, this information is intuitive. People see you and they unconsciously have an expectation of you. So when you don't show up like that, they don't really know what to make of it.
Yeah.
So then it turns into like you feeling like you've maybe let people down or disappointed people, but you don't really know why. Because it's like on one hand, you can't fully be yourself.
Yeah.
And then on the other hand, you can't live up to anyone's expectations either. You walk away feeling like the sanguine shame. I don't know, like a disappointment maybe? Or like you let them down in some way?
Yeah, I feel like I let people down a lot. And I think I do go into shame pretty easily. Wow.
You get to be a little too much. It's going to be uncomfortable for you.
That's scary.
Because that will mean that you will be the center of attention a little bit. There is no growth without betrayal.
Who am I betraying?
Well, you'd be betraying your system and what the system expects out of you.
Oh, I could do that. That's fine. I've already done that. I've been doing that.
And a conversation with your brother would probably help.
Yeah. Well, we have a nice 13-hour long flight.
Yes.
Tomorrow.
Yes.
And another one on the way back.
There
if I
you
didn't
go.
do it then.
There
and
you
the
go.
whole 2 weeks that we're there together.
Yeah.
Oh, what would that even look like?
What have you been using? What have you been using your brother to be right about?
I'm too much.
Mm-hmm.
I hurt people when I'm too much.
How does your relationship with your brother make you feel?
Sad.
Because?
It makes me sad because we used to be really close and I don't know what happened. It was probably something that did that probably offended him or hurt him. And like when he reached middle school, I reached 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that. Like we just grew up so apart and yeah, I don't know. Everyone would always say like, oh, it's a phase, like you guys will get closer when you're older, and like it never came back. Like how close? Probably when I was in like 4th or 5th grade, something like that. Yeah. And like now we are closer, and it's because of conversations that I've had with him and like, you know, putting in effort and like making plans with him and making time to like hang out with him. But I don't know, he's my brother. Like I would love to have like a really close relationship with him. Yeah.
What judgments do you have about your brother?
That I make about him or like that I think he makes about me? Yes. I don't know. I feel like he may think that I get a lot of attention from my parents specifically. And in general, more than him. I feel like he's always had this expectation because he's the older brother to take care of me. And I feel like there's also this familial expectation of like, I think just how my family views women, that I need to be responsible for other people. So I don't know. It's just like an interesting dynamic. And now adding in the like, when I'm too much, I hurt people. Like that makes a lot of sense too.
Mm-hmm. So what have you not allowed your brother to be in a relationship? Or who have you not allowed him to be to you?
That is a good question. I think up until like a year ago, actually exactly a year ago, I never allowed him to be my older brother. Like I didn't allow him to support me or like do anything for me. And like not growing up, like when we were in high school and I was in high school, like we got our license around the same time. I got a job, he got a job. Like I feel like I've always been like at his level. Well, not at his level, like, but like, like keeping up with him, even though he was like older than me. Like I always wanted to be independent and be on my own. And like, I don't know, I had like this drive to like want to be independent, and it made me like almost compete with him, but I don't want to compete with him. Um, but last year when my friend passed away, I was having a really hard time. And I just remember like I just needed a hug, and I went and like knocked on my brother's door and like asked him to like just like hug me, and I just like sat in his bed with him and like cried, and he held me. And that meant like so much to me. I don't know, the last time I don't know if I've ever let my brother do something like that for me. So yeah.
And that makes a lot of sense because when you grow up feeling like who you are is wrong, who you are hurts people, you try to compensate in other ways. And it's like you try to become the complete opposite, right?
Yeah.
Not the problem, but rather the solution.
Yeah.
Then that creates no space for people to be there for you.
Yeah.
And so then, like, the conversation would revolve around who did you become within the relationship? Acknowledging who you became within the relationship. And what you really need from them. So who are you within the relationship with your brother?
I feel like I'm this independent. Like I don't need anyone. Like I don't need him. Like I'm good by myself. I think I've always been like had that mentality. In fact, maybe even like trying to prove that I can handle it and whatever he's going through, or like take on.
I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it right there.
Yeah.
It's like you act like you're the older one. You're the older one who knows better than him.
Yeah.
Or him.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you act how, or you show up how.
Like a know-it-all. Like a brat. Like a parent.
What kind of relationship do you want?
want that. I just want my brother.
Even if that means being checked.
Yeah. Check me, please. Someone put me in check. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is crazy. This is crazy. This whole episode is crazy.
I don't even know how we got here.
How did we get here? How did we get here? Correction, Jolene is in retrograde. Correction. My whole life is retrograde. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep. That checks out.
You know when saints feel safe to be sanguine?
When
they feel like someone's holding them. Someone is holding the container in which they can be a little unhinged and be safe.
Yeah.
They can be a little unhinged and still feel loved. Because if they go a little too far out, the person will just
bring them back. Bring them back. Yeah. I feel like I need a partner like that.
Yes, you do.
Because you know what? I've been that for other people.
Yes.
And I think I need that.
Yes.
That's what I need. I've always been the, what's this term?
A herder? A lassoer?
Lassoer. There must be a phrase or like a term.
Well, and you know, it's funny because like we give people what we wish we had, especially when we overgive. All we're doing is saving some younger version of ourselves.
Wow.
Especially when we overdo it. Like, who are you really trying to be that for?
Myself. Yeah. Wow. My head hurts, Krystle.
We give people so freely and overly. And it's what we wish we really had.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. There's been lots of situations that I can fit that phrase into.
And now you get to be the one that gets to be the last.
Yeah, I do. You know what? This usually happens after like a breakup, but I go a little unhinged. Those were like the best times. Those were the best times.
Because you probably allow your singleness a little bit.
Yeah.
It's from a place of pain.
Yeah.
You get to give your brother back his place as your older brother.
Yes, I do. Yes, he does. He might. I'm just kidding. Yes, I've learned that he could be stronger than me.
Take care of little sister.
Yes, he can. And you know what? Over the last year, I've been letting him, and it feels good to be the younger sister. But I do get to have a conversation with him about it. Yeah. I'm done. I can't talk anymore. We need to end this episode. That's it. Goodbye. Mic drop.